So in this video, we're going to be using the sine rule to find unknown lengths. Here's a triangle with an unknown length. Let's find it. Okay, so how are we going to do this? Well, let's remember what our sine rule says. Something like that. So let's label up our triangle with A's, B's, and C's. So, I don't know, it doesn't matter. You can put them anywhere. A, B, C, right? And that means that this side is A. So in other words, A equals a length of 9. And that means that this length, this unknown length, that's labelled X, we can also label it B, right? It's opposite that angle there. Okay, now, this question is tricky. Let's start putting this into a formula now. You can see that we know angle A and we know side A. So we should definitely use this piece of the formula. We should definitely use A over sine A. And then we want to know B. We want to know the value of B. So we should definitely use this part of the formula. This is a choice you always have to make. You have to decide, well, do I need this piece? Do I need this piece? And you do it by looking at what you know and what you want to know. Okay, so B, length of B over sine angle B. Hang on a minute. I don't know enough information, do I? Because I know length A is 9. I know this angle, capital A, is 122. I want to know the length of B, so that's X. But do I know this angle? And you might be thinking, no, you don't know that angle. But actually, I do know that angle, don't I? Because it's a triangle, and I've been told two angles. So 122 plus 35 is 157. And this angle must be 180 minus 157. So the moral of this story is if you know two angles of a triangle, you know three angles of a triangle. If you know two, you always know three. All right, so I've been told this one, I've been told this one. If I want to find this length, I really want to know what that is. And finding that's easy. 180 minus 157 is 23. And then I can put that in that formula. Okay, great, fantastic. Now, what you want to do now is rearrange this to get X all by itself. How do we do that? Okay, this sine 23 is the problem, right? So we can take this sine 23 and multiply both sides by sine 23, which has the effect of bringing sine 23 up to here. So we have 9 times sine 23 over sine 122. And now all you need to do is type exactly that into this. When I do that, I get an answer of 4.15. And it's a really good idea at this stage to just double check. Just make sure that that makes sense, right? This triangle, look at the big angle there, 122. The biggest length is always opposite the biggest angle, right? That's why the hypotenuse is the largest side. The biggest angle is the 90-degree one, the hypotenuse is the biggest. When it's not a right angle triangle, just look for the biggest angle. That's the biggest angle. So the biggest side is opposite that, 9. So good, 4.15 is less than 9. That's a good check. Just something to keep in mind. It's a good idea to sort of double check your work. Look at the picture. If your answer was 1,000,000, that's wrong, right? If your answer was like 0.1, that's wrong. The answer's less than 9. That's another good check. Great. I'm happy with this. That is basically how you find the unknown length of any triangle using the sine rule. Quick recap. Label it up. Choose what portions of the formula make sense for you. Start subbing in values. If you find out that you don't know one of the angles, yes you do, just figure it out like this. And then rearrange, solve, finish.